Yes! Alrighty! What's up, everybody? It is I, your travel god of extreme, Peter Joseph here, for a beautiful Saturday afternoon video right here on the Peter Joseph YouTube Wrestling channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Thank you all for watching. Make sure you like the video, hit that subscribe button down there. You know where it is. Down there. Well, actually, it would be up here, but wait, but anyway, subscribe to this channel and my other channels down in the description box, otherwise known as hell. So, subscribe to the channel on our road now over 800. I think we're close about 8. Well, actually, we hit 850 earlier in the week. Thank you for that. Now we're on the road to 900 subscribers on this mighty channel. It's gonna keep on going, and that's all I gotta say about that. Don't matter how many. I don't really care how many. I get one comment, no comments. I don't give a shit. I'm gonna keep going. When I'm not doing sub for sub. Yeah. I'm not doing sub with sub, so you can't prove it. So, kiss my ass. Whether it be a real sub, a fake douchebag troll sub, I don't give a shit. Still a sub, and thank you for watching. But it is what it is. But thank you anyway for getting the channel over the hump, over 850 subscribers, 854, I believe, at this moment. But so we're on that road to 900 subscribers. Don't know when we're gonna get there, but we'll get there eventually. And then hopefully, maybe going into next year, 1,000 subs. That'd be epic. But we'll see what happens with that. The rank channel is over 500 right now. So that's going to hopefully 525, 550. Everything else is, pretty much, up, down, like my dick in your mom's ass. But it is, what it is. But, I take it as I come. But thank you all for subbing. If you have commented, well, thank you anyway for the comment. And the likes and all that other good stuff on my shorts and whatever it may be. So, thank you all for that. But anyway, so subscribe down below. Hit that bell. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything. Because you miss anything, well, fuck you. You need to get slapped in the face because you are SOL. You know what that means. I think I don't have to tell you what it means. If you don't know, look it up. God forbid. That's that. Share the video all over the internet. Don't forget to follow me on social media. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And for our newbies, if you're thinking about subscribing and you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. And when you do, welcome to the party, pal. Sit back, relax, enjoy the ride. You grab yourself a nice cold one, whatever you're going to be drinking. We drink real stuff here. Pepsi. Or whatever I got. But whatever you got, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. If you like it, great. Get out of here. And that's that. Alright. Ladies and gentlemen, Saturday afternoon. We're still celebrating Labor Day weekend. We're going to close it out on Monday, which is the unofficial end of summer. And but we got 2 weeks left officially of summer. I think it ends on September the 19th. I think it's the 20th or 21st, somewhere around that time. So we got about, well, counting this coming week, we got 3 official weeks of summer left. It's going to be a little bit chilly for the first part. And then right as we start the second week of September, it's going to get back up to 80, which is great. So don't put the shorts away yet here in the Northeast. But, get those light jackets ready, and eventually, the hoodies and the fall clothes, because it's gonna get a little bit cooler by the time we hit probably end of September, maybe October, and then by the time we get to November, we might have to bring out the winter jackets. Hopefully not, but hopefully we have nice cool weather, not too cold, as we go into the greatest month of the world, December. Then we hit the winter time, and hopefully no big snowstorms, because my back can't take enough. It's already shattered as it is. But, we'll see what happens with that. But we're rolling on for the final 3 months of this year, and pretty soon it'll be 2026, ladies and gentlemen. So we're getting there. But happy Labor Day weekend to everybody. Be safe, be well. If you're going out tonight, doing anything tomorrow or Monday, if you're having a barbecue, be safe with the barbecuing and going to the beach, probably for the final weekend of Labor Day weekend. It's gonna be packed at the beaches. So, but have fun there. I don't know how warm or cool the water is, but if you're going, have fun and all that good stuff. But have a great Labor Day weekend and enjoy it, because that's it. Won't get any more hot weather until next year, probably. We'll see. We'll see. And that's that. All right, enough about that. Boo, funky. All right. Mets are in action right now on Channel 11. Crazy game it is. 8-6. Marlins, because David Peterson just stunk up the joint. And the Marlins pitcher even did worse. 6 runs. And now it's pretty much a battle of the bullpens. We'll see what happens with that. Mets won 19-9 last night. Big win. Phillies still, at least they beat JD's Braves to bits on Thursday night. And then barely won last night. We'll see what happens tonight. They have a 6 o'clock game, I believe, in Philadelphia, that shithole. But we'll see what it is. Bottom of the 5th inning, 8-6 Mets. 8-6 Marlins. So, game is still, in hand. This guy has a weird name. Lake Bachar, or Bachar. And that's that. Swaggy V with a 3-1 homer in the 3rd inning, making it, I believe it was 8-5. So, and he win again. God damn it. So we got that. So we'll see what the Mets do. Hopefully the Braves do something this weekend, today and tomorrow. And then the Mets go to Detroit on Monday to face the Tigers. Then they go to Cincinnati next weekend. That's going to be a interesting series, even though the Mets are up by five games over the Reds going into September for the final wild card spot. And also 5 games behind the Filthies. And Vientos struck out. Crap. What are you going to do? So we got that. And football begins on Thursday. Got those pedophile Super Bowl champion Eagles going into Dallas to take on the brand new and no Micah Parsons, he went to Green Bay. So, Dallas is already sucking ass. And everybody wants Jerry Jones to freaking go bye-bye, go to the retirement home. I don't blame him. I don't blame you, Cowboy fans. He's still going to be the owner until he croaks. And who knows who takes over for him? Probably somebody in his family nobody cares about, but yeah, we'll see what happens with that. So the 2025 NFL season will be starting on Thursday. I'll be doing my my preview on Tuesday. So get you ready for the season. Niners in Seattle, 4 o'clock game. I hope it's on Fox here in New York area. The Giants play Washington against the Commanders. The Redskins. That's a 1 o'clock game. The Jets, I forget who they play. I think they got the 4 o'clock game on CBS. I think. I gotta check that, but see what happens with that. And we move on with that. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we got Collision live tonight from the Madhouse of Extreme. Well, not the Madhouse, sorry, that's the Elks Lodge in Queens, New York City. We're at the EC Dub Arena as the Philly residency for AEW and Ring of Honor basically continues. Ring of Honor Death Before Dishonor number 22 last night very good show. Very good show. Some interesting things happening, especially with a guy named the Spanish God, Sammy Guevara. We had that. We had Athena. What are you gonna do? I mean, Athena's still the forever champion, beating my girl Mina in the main event. Bandito's still the Ring of Honor World Champion. We had finally the start of the Women's Pure Tournament, as Queen Aminata, the one and only, advanced to the semifinals. Trisha Dora's in it. She's going to be taking on Deonna Purrazzo, who basically should win the fucking thing, but, I mean, we'll see. Billy Starks is in it. I wouldn't be surprised if we see Billy Starks and Deonna Purrazzo in the finals. So we'll see what happens with that. And a whole lot more that happened last night, but I'll do my review probably later tonight. Oh, we'll see what happens with that. So, Collision at 8, live on TNT, as McNichols grounded out. Crap. Alright, this is game number 135. Oh, actually 136 right now. So, 26 games left for the Mets. They're 5 games out, going as we're about to hit the end of August, which actually wasn't a bad month for the Mets. I mean, it started off bad, but it's kind of ending, kind of even, so not bad. So now, hopefully, when we hit September 1st, the Mets won't be that far behind, because not this week, coming week, after the Red Series next weekend, 4 big, huge games in Philly that pretty much is going to determine the division. Maybe the wild card. I mean, we'll see how the Mets come out of that. But Jonah Tong last night pitched a freaking gem, even though he had a couple runs, but it's okay. So he had an amazing debut last night. He's going to be pitching next weekend. Nolan McLean, 3-0. So the kids, coming up from the minors are doing some good shit. And we'll see what happens with that. McLean, I think, is pitching on Wednesday in Detroit. That's Detroit for you dumb people at home. And we'll see what happens with that. And we move on. And, hey, Brett Beatty with a 4-pitch walk. So, yeah, we got that. So hopefully, Mets can hit a home run right now, make it 8-8 with, who is this? Oh, Luis Torrens. Torrens came in last night in the 9th inning, and it was like 19-4. I'm like, why? Why do you put a position player in a game that you're winning by freaking 15 runs? And he gives up five fucking runs. They had to bring in Ryan Stanek to stop this. I was like, come on, really? Because should have put Stanek in to begin with, but it was just like, what? Mandy, are you smoking again? Well, that shouldn't be an issue, but, we'll see what happens with that. And fucking Torrens for the fielder's choice. And Mets get nothing. Alright, top of the 6th inning, 8-6. 8-6 Marlins, but, so it's not over yet. Not over by a long shot. Still got a lot of time. But Mets got to score some runs in the next 4 innings. We'll see what happens with that. Alright. Enough about baseball, football next weekend. Can't wait for that. Got my Niners jersey all ready to go. I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Niners look good, even though their schedule is easy as fuck. Got some injuries to worry about. Jennings still wants his money. Moody can't kick a fucking field goal to save his life, even though he hit a 59-yarder to win the game against the Raiders a couple weeks ago. But then the last preseason game, can't kick a fucking field goal. He kicks a fucking, I think it was last week. He kicked the freaking, he kicked the kickoff out of bounds. And then you see Kyle Shanahan and the special team coach are like, cut him! Get rid of him! Why are we still having this bum on the freaking team? He can't even kick a freaking easy field goal. A 30-yard field goal. Blue and white. Woo! Wait. What's wrong with your foot? You moron! I miss Robbie Gould. I mean, can we get an actual fucking kicker? We don't even have a punter, which is sad. How can you not have a punter on your team? Would have Kyle Shanahan punt the ball? I mean, I don't know. But we'll see what happens with the Niners next week in Seattle, which not that great, but we see a good old friend, Sam Darby, who's now on the Seahawks. We got that, and then they go to New Orleans. I think it's week 2. Oh, that's bad. And then, week 3 back in Santa Clara, and that's going to be, I believe, a Sunday night game. So, good shit. But Sunday afternoon football next week for the Niners. Can't wait for that. 4 o'clock game. Or 4:15, 4:20. I don't think I 4 or 5, whatever. 4 o'clock, basically. So, set your DVRs if you're going to watch it. Unless you have, like, the NFL Network, or Red Zone, or you're like me, have the Niners app on your computer or your phone. You don't have to worry about it. You don't miss a thing. We got that. Alright, after 16 and a half minutes of spiel, it is time, ladies and gentlemen, as we're getting the Dynamite a little under 2 hours, it is time for your official AEW Dynamite review for this past Wednesday night, August the 27th, 2025, and we are emanating, like I said before, from the very legendary shithole in Philadelphia, the 2300 Arena, formerly the ECW Arena, on the corner of Swanson and Whitner. You gotta love it. And the bathroom still smells like shit. It looks better than, what it used to look like. That is an actual fucking bigger bingo hole than it was before. Could even hear yourself think when you got in there. It was so packed and shit. And I've been there a few times. It's still New York's bitch. Just want to say that. Because we all know Philly sucks dick. But I digress. Even though my cousin's from there, but... By the way, her birthday was yesterday, so happy birthday to her. But I digress. Moving on. Alright, so, as always, our commentary team on AEW Dynamite, we had the man behind the mask, Excalibur, the man who got put in the 2300 Arena Hardcore Hall of Fame after the show. Well, I think it was after the show, but I don't know if they're gonna show it this Wednesday night, because Taz said he wanted his whole family and some friends for this whole thing. I mean, we did see his son, Hook, said for the man! Get in here, Hook! You moron, bring your Doritos. They're very tasty. I know. Mick, I know they're tasty, thank you. I had some earlier, so don't worry about it. They're very tasty, I know. Mikey likes them. Whip wreck, I mean. Not you, Mike. I like Doritos too! I know, Mike. Do you like the Cool Ranch or the original flavor, or the spicy one? Nah, I like the original. I can't stand the Cool Ranch. Just tastes like, ugh. I have it sometimes, Mikey, but I like the original. You gotta always go with the original. It's like Pepsi, Gotta go with the original Pepsi. I like the cherry Pepsi. I like the vanilla Pepsi. And they have all these weird flavors like cinnamon Pepsi. It was like Pepsi Fire at one point. Pepsi Mango, which didn't taste that bad, but yeah. Pepsi Lime, Pepsi Twist. Remember that shit? Mike's so old he remembers Pepsi Clear, right, Mike? Oh, that tasted like ugh. I know, Mike. It tasted like fucking Sprite mixed with Slice mixed with 7-Up. It was just I couldn't take it. Pepsi Blue, remember that? Pepsi Blue? Yeah, that was like a thing that looked like freaking Gatorade Blue. Ugh. That's some weird shit, Mr. Joseph. I know, Mike. I know, it's crazy. You know, back in my day, Mike, you know, the 80s were like the greatest decade ever. You were there. Yeah, I know, so it was awesome. I was born awesome. I came out of my mom's pussy, and the doctor said I'm awesome. Oh, that's great, Mike. Thank you very much. Get out of here. Hey, bye! That guy should be in the Hall of Fame. I'm sorry. Mike, freaking awesome. This is awesome. And that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Alright. 2 outs, top of the 6th with the Mets. Brooks Raley in. See if he can shut the door. Foul. Foul ball. Dribbler down the line. Not in time. Alright, we got that. Alright, so Excalibur, the Hall of Famer from the ECW arena, Taz, and the man with the red jacket, Ian Riccaboni, who lives pretty much right down the street in the alleyway. Okay. Yeah, Ian Riccaboni on commentary. Alright, so we're done with Forbidden Door. We're on the road to All Out Toronto in a couple weeks. So, we're starting to formulate the matches. We only got one match on the card, which was announced in the first segment of the night, which is really crazy. FTR, fuck the Revival. You know, Dax the Axe Harwood and Cash got a clock! Wheeler comes out with Stokely Hathaway, that other idiot. They come out with Paul Turner, the legendary Ring of Honor referee. And, you know, during the entrance, Dax Harwood and Cash Wheeler got into a little, not tussle per se, a little argument with a few nutcase fans. One guy with a FedEx fucking uniform on. I don't know what that was about. Well, it took a little time for them to get in there. I'm like, what the fuck? And then they were talking about it on Ringside News like it was an actual thing. I was like, what the hell happened? And like some idiot fans are drinking before the show. Like, you know how they are in the ECW arena. They're hardcore. They're morons. They're maniacs. They hate New York as it is. Good thing I had friends with me when I went, because they don't like New York that much. But just remember, the actual mecca of ECW is in the Elks Lodge. And the Hammerstein too, but I just want to point that out. Anyway, so Paul Turner comes out with FTR. After a little bit of mic problems, what else is new with AEW and their production crap? Oy, oy, oy. I mean, we saw the Forbidden Door, all these weird camera angles. Is Kevin Dunn there? I mean, what the fuck? All these drone shots. Like, they always go over there, over there, over there, over there, over there. Alright. We got that, anyway. So, he gets a new mic finally. He's like, is this on? Is this on? Am I on? Am I on? Am I off? Oh, you're on. You're on! We're live! Alright, you're on. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Alright. Anyway, so Dax yells at Paul Turner, basically saying the wrong man got pinned. The wrong man pinned him at Forbidden Door in that tag team title match, which Prodito somehow won. So he's kind of miffed at that. And he says, hey, Paul Turner, you should reverse the decision. And he's like, how long you been a referee? 27 years, sir. Is your wife here? Yeah, my wife's in the crowd. Oh, boy. I know where this is going. So basically, Dax is like, reverse the decision right here, right now. Paul's like, I'm not doing it. My decision is final. So then Stokely Hathaway gets in his face like he's going to do anything. I'm like, Paul Turner can whip his ass. Because he's the next world champ, as we always said 27 some odd years from now. Anyway, so amidst all that, we have Christian Cage, everybody's favorite father. How's our fathers doing this evening? And, hey kids, it's Edge. They come out, sneak in from behind, jump FTR, beat the fuck out of them, and, basically kick him out of the ring, and then Edge basically says some stuff to FTR, and then Christian starts talking about Dax Harwood's dad, and it's like, hey, Cash, you got a dad, right? And then Edge takes the mic back, it's like, oh, no, we're not doing this. Oh, wait, we're in Philly, fuck it. Gives back the mic, and says, that bitch is dead too, or some shit like that, right? So then Edge gets the mic back, and basically makes the challenge for All Out, which was accepted. So FTR versus Edge and Christian, I thought was going to be for the tag team titles, unless something changes in the next 3 weeks. That's going to be the main event, obviously. Because it's in Toronto, which is the hometown and I believe the home city of Edge and Christian. Long time ago. So, Edge and Christian on their mini reunion tour. Ooh. Did I hit him? I think it did. You fucker. You son of a bitch. Hit Lindor almost in the face with that pitch. Well, Lindor's on base with one Toe, who hit a big home run, number 34 in the year. No, was that? Oh, that wasn't, that was Mullins got on base, I'm sorry. Now Lindor's up from the other side of the plate. Let's see if he can hit a nice big missile. He hit a leadoff home run to start the game. Because it was 5-0 after the first, and then Lindor got it going. Made it 5-1, and then they looked like they were going to get a big inning. And, Alonso hit a seeing guy single, and then Soto went round second base, going to third, and got thrown out. And then nothing else after that. But now it's 8-6 with Frankie Lindor up. With guy on first base and nobody out, bottom of the 6th inning. I'm doing play-by-play as I do this. Hey, and he lost the bat at the same time. Well, he broke his bat, and it was a foul ball. I broke a piece of wood. Get out of here. Alright, so, back to Dynamite. Edge and Christian make the challenge to FTR for All Out, and that is the first official match for All Out Toronto, September the 20th, beginning at 8 p.m., and don't forget, it's going head-to-head, pretty much, with WrestlePalooza from WWE's main roster. That's going to be at 7 p.m. So the first hour of All Out will go head-to-head with the second hour of WrestlePalooza. So pretty much near the end of WrestlePalooza, we'll be going head-to-head with All Out, which starts at 8, probably end at 12. And WrestlePalooza probably end around 10, at least 9, 10 o'clock. Probably, I would say 10 o'clock-ish. So, that'll be an interesting Saturday night, September the 20th. What are you going to watch? I'm probably going to watch WrestlePalooza. I might sneak in and watch All Out, but near the end, I'll watch the ending. Of course, but because by the time we hit like 9:30, 10 o'clock, WrestlePalooza will be over, and then we got the second, possibly the third hour of, probably to start the, the second, going into the possible third hour of, Out. We'll see what happens with that. But anyway, move on. Alright, so that segment, I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. And we're off and running on Dynamite from the EC Dub Arena. And no Joey Styles. Damn. Oh my God. Yeah, we got that. Speaking of, oh my God, we got, hi guys, it's me, Darby Allin. Oh guys, I want you to know, look at my ear, guys. My ear is almost coming off, guys, because I did it for you at Forbidden Door. I've had Moxley almost sever my ear. I made you guys puke. I'm so fucking emo. I live in my car and come from Seattle. Alright, so Darby and his bad stinking ear wants to take everything from the guy that messed up his ear. That's John Moxley. So Darby talks about crying over the bodies of Mount Everest. those guys were not as emo as me. Did you see I climbed up all the way to the top because I don't care about my body. My body will break before I break you. Emo. Okay. So we got all that. And he thinks about Moxley taking everything from him. So he makes the challenge again for All Out, saying I want to take everything from you now, Mox. It's out of here! One, so told me, Bookie! 2-run dick shot tie game, motherfuckers! Yes! And you said Soto would not be good on the Mets. 35 home runs, motherfucker! Get the fuck out of here, you fuckers. All you Yankee fans say, do shit! Yeah, how's Judgy Wudgy doing this year, huh? I got 40-something home runs. Big fucking whoop. Big whoop, big whoop. 40 steroid-using home runs for Judgy Wudgy. Yeah, the Yanks have 6 wins in a row. Big fucking whoop. Talk to me when it matters. Okay? Talk to me when you actually win another title, because you haven't won since 2009. Or 10, or whatever it was. You haven't won in a while. Yeah, you got there last year, but what happened? Ugh! 5th inning. That's what happened. Ugh! So, kiss my ass. Pete with a ground ball out. Where was this pitch? Right down the middle, right? A little bit up. Right in the wheelhouse. Boom! Good night. Flushing, Queens is rocking right now. 8-8. What a game this is. And you thought the Mets were down 5-0. It was like, oh, this is over. Never say never with those Mets. Drink that water, Juan. Drink that Nature brand water. The proud sponsor of life. We got that. Alright, so yeah, Darby wants to take everything from Mox, because Moxley took everything from him. So we'll see if that match actually does happen at All Out. And you know it's going to be bloody, it's going to be sick, violent, who knows. And that's pretty much it for that. Speaking of Moxley, he's in our first official match of the night after Darby's little promo, which I gave 3 out of 5 stars. So we get to our first official match of the night. John Moxley comes out with Marina Shafir. And I believe William Yuta, the guy who went to the prom by himself, because nobody wants to go with him and dance with him. Sucks to be you, dude. Anyway, so he comes out and takes on the Dancing Fool. Danny Garcia, the very suspicious Danny Garcia, mind you. Because we all thought he was going to turn on Nigel at Forbidden Door. Nope, he was just pissed. So he comes out with Daddy Magic. Matt Maynard, you want to know what makes his nipples hard? Go ask him yourself. Alright, so pretty good match. Just under 14 minutes to go back and forth to start. Well, actually, Matt Maynard didn't come out, but he did come out, help Garcia back inside the ring, and he yells at Marina Shafir, who still has that briefcase. Why? There's nothing in it. It was the AEW World title, but it's not there anymore, because he lost to the Hangman, Adam Page. So why do we still have the briefcase? What's in the briefcase? Your panties? I mean, what? Oh, that would be nice, man. For Roddy's purposes. Fireball! There you go, Nemo. Brandon freaking Nemo. Former Brooklyn Cyclone. I met him, too. Good guy. He's always smiling. I'm like, what are you smiling about? I'm just a happy guy. Obviously. Yeah, if you're playing for Brooklyn, I mean, come on. You have to be a happy guy. But I digress on that. They lost last night. I don't even think they're making the second half of the year playoffs, so they won the first half, and now I don't even know if they're going to make the second half. So I don't know if there's gonna be any playoff baseball coming after next weekend in Brooklyn with those mighty Cyclones. Hey, they have more more titles than the Mets, which is sad. They have 4 championships. So they won the inaugural year. They were co-champions in, I believe, 2006 was 7. Then I think the pandemic year, one of the pandemic years, 2020 or 21, they were co-champions. And then they won it, I think, a couple years ago. Last year they were in it, but I don't think they won last year. I remember going to the playoff game in 2023. They won the first game, lost the next 2 games, so they were out of the playoffs after that. I think they won last year or the year before that. 22, I know they won. I think it was 22. They won the whole thing. So, and you say people from Brooklyn don't win championships, huh? Hey, the New York Liberty won last year. They're as of now, the number 5 seed in the WNBA playoffs. See if they can repeat. So, I mean, not every team is great here in New York, lately, but at least last year they brought a title to New York, which was the Liberty, and because, the soccer teams stink. We know the Jets, even though they're my team, but, they stink. The Giants, they had a horrible year last year. They got Russell Wilson starting this year. They got Jameis Winston as a backup. Why they get rid of Tommy DeVito, I don't know. They want to put in that guy Dax, not Dax Prescott, but the other Dax. Oh, he got mad. He mad. Gibson on the Marlins. He mad. He pissed. Alright, one in the new picture, Calvin Fucker! Or Forcher, I don't know what I was saying his name. So he's taking on Swaggy V. Mark Vientos with a home run, like I said. 3-1 dick shot. Did he do it again? No. Fly easy can of corn for the Mets. Alright, they tie it up on a Juan Soto dick missile shot. Second home run of the game for my boy, Juan Soto. And, top of the 7th inning, Mets and Marlins tied at 8. The game pretty much going to be decided by the bullpen. We'll see what happens with that. Alright, back to that. Alright, so Matt Maynard comes out, yells at Marina Shafir, who still has that briefcase. Why? Garcia goes for the leg again. Moxley bails outside. Go to break. So Garcia was really working on the leg of Moxley with those dragon screw leg whips. And then eventually he locks in he goes to the Dragon Slayer near the end of the match. But then Moxley escaped that. Garcia then hits a pile driver! But Moxley pretty much no-sold that. Goes right back with a small package. Don't say that to Renee Paquette. And he wins with a small package in just under 14 minutes. Match was pretty good. 3.25 out of 5 stars. And that's that. And then there was an altercation with Moxley and Garcia after the match. I don't know what that was about, but Garcia just went to the back and he was mad. So, I don't know, there was a botch pin, botch spot, I don't know. So we got that. After the match, William Yuta, I thought they were going to leave, get out of here. And William Yuta gets the mic, I'm turn it off! Turn his mic off! But somehow, he gets the mic, and basically says no to Darby's challenge for All Out to Moxley. So Moxley tells William, hey, tell Darby no. We couldn't do it yourself? Fucking idiot. So anyway, we go to break, we come back, he's still in the ring! Why is William Yuta still in the fucking ring? What, you forgot the exit? Because he's the type of guy that forgets You know, because he has no brain. Anyway, he's still on the mic, talks about how he grew up in Philly and used to be on the ring crew. Yeah, most likely for CCW and Ring of Honor here and there. When you're making $25 an hour, a day or some shit. The whole show, you're making $25. Big deal! And of course, base hit to start the fucking inning, god damn it. As Tyler Rogers comes in, and oh boy. Inside outer by the Submariner. This guy has a submarine, oof. If you're an old school Met fan, Terry Leach used to pitch like that. Oh boy, that's going way back from my day. Alright, Marlon's got a guy on base in the top of the seventh trying to get the lead back. And we'll see what happens. Hopefully not, but we'll get that. Alright, moving on. Alright, so William Yotis talks about, you know, being on the ring crew. He grew up in Philly. He has broken bones in the building. Yeah, because it's still there. Now look at what he has been doing. Not much, dude. Double play. Wait, guy on second? I guess he's on second. Alright, we got that. So 1 out. Guy on second base for the Marlins. So productive out. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Blah, blah, blah. Alright, so then, where am I? I don't even know where I am. See, damn it, William Uta, you moron. William Uta's the type of guy that makes me forget things. Fuck. Alright, so he talks about his broken bones in the ECW arena. Now, he's like, look what I'm doing now. Then he mentions Will Oceanspray, Chuck Taylor, gentleman Chuck Taylor, and Bryan Danielson. Yes! All gone. I guess thanks to you? Yeah, right. What did you do? Nothing. And and basically he's taking Bryan Danielson's place. Then the lights go out. I'm like, uh-oh. Well, it ain't what we think it is. Not Sabu! Not you, Sabu. No, you stay there. So, the lights come on. Damn it. Alright, first and third for the Marlins, 1 out. So, little dunker in the right field. Oh, McNeil couldn't find it. What are you doing? I think he was trying to deke the runner. I don't know what was up with that. Just like really bad fundamentals and bad, just bad. The Mets defense has just been like, the last few games. Not about to give up the lead. Unless this was a double play or a strikeout or something. Damn. Alright, so we get that. Alright, so lights go out. They send for the man. Get back in here. Hook. So, Hook lays out William Uta with a kata hajime right in front of his dad. And then basically says nothing. Sacrifice fly by the Marlins makes it 9-8. Ugh. Because of a stupid play by fucking McNichols. What are you gonna do? Crap. Alright. Just stop the bleeding and keep it at 1. We got 3 innings to go. But Mets down 9-8. What a wild game this is. Funny things that happen in baseball. Alright, so we got all that. So I gave that segment 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we hear from Maxwell Jacob Fartknocker. After Forbidden Door, we see his contract, which he has to give 1 week's notice of to actually use it now, per Tony Khan. So he rants about how he had the world title won, but thanks to Mark Briscoe, the funky chicken, costing the belt. And the only mistake he made was not lighting Mark on fire last week. So he's going to get his revenge on Mark a little bit later. Later, I don't know when. But for now, he can't even use the contract because of Tony Khan. Because that's how contracts work these days. So he's going to be coming for the Hangman Adam Page. And I'm not for the title, he's going to come for his soul. I'm going to take your soul and swallow it, so swallow your soul. Pretty much. So Max is pissed. Very pissed off. Max promo was very good, though. I gave it 3.25 out of 5 stars. So we'll see what happens with Max and Adam Page as we go to All Out. And that's that. Alright, then we go to the ladies. We go to some hot ladies, actually. Penelope Ford and her bestie, the Mega Sis, Megan Bayne. Surprised you go to Philly because you know the boy that your boyfriend, and that's Mr. Joey Janela, lives in Philly. Lives around the Philly area. How do you get her? I don't know. And Penelope Ford used to be with Joey Janela. I bet Megan was asking Penelope, like, how, how's he in bed? Is his dick large and shit like that? Girl stuff. Like, you're going out with my ex? He's not that great in bed. Probably stories told. We get that. Anyway, they take on the new team of Chris Statlander and Honey Cameron. Nice little entrance. Where basically Harley's basically riding Chris Statlander's. I like to have that entrance. Sure. Harley, you can sit on my dick anytime. But I digress. And it was an match. Back and forth they went. But in the end, Statlander hits a big spinning lariato. And then her and Megan Bayne trade big boots to face. And Penelope Ford comes in off a hot tag. Blind tag, excuse me. That's fine with Chris Statlander, who pulls Penelope out of mid-air. And then grabs something like the Rings of Saturn. And Penelope tapped out easily. That's it. 10-minute match. Wasn't that bad. 2.5 out of 5 stars. And that's that. And then after the match, Megan Bayne jumps Chris Statlander again, gets knocked to the ropes as the Resident Fun Girl, Willow Nightingale, comes out. And it's Fable! Fable down the line. And I think Beatty's going to go for 3. Oh no, McNichols. There you go. You love it. This game is wild today, if you're not watching a Met game right now. It is wild. 9-8. Man on third for the Mets. They're in business right now. And all it takes is a fly ball to get them in. It's tied up again. Well, hit the railing. That should be... Wonder if they're going to give McNichols a double on that because they hit the railing where the fans are. I don't know if that's in play. I think it's not because thankfully none of the fans touched it. It goes to a ground rule double. So McNichols on third base. Brett Bonds Beatty, who could tie the game on a fly ball. A deep fly ball. Man, this game is wild. Come on, Brett Bonds Beatty, you schmuck. Now watch the Mets don't get anything this fucking inning. No in the Mets. Ball 2. Anyway. Alright, got that. So the Resident Fun Girl, Willow Nightingale, bam! She comes in, takes Megan Bayne out, knocking her to the ropes and out. And then Honey tries to negotiate peace between Statlander and Willow Nightingale. Don't know if it worked or not. But seems like peace was made don't know, because Statlander and Willow, like, kind of looking at each other like, you! We get that. Alright, moving on. Alright, then we get a little ceremony with Renee Paquette and Mercedes Renee, the CEO. 9 belts, Monet. 8 of the belts on the table. You know, half of them you couldn't see, but okay. So Mercedes comes out, like looking like $1 million, and Renee recaps her success as of late, and well, nothing there from Brett Bonds Beatty as he grounds out. It was not a contact play, so he grounded out to the infield. It was in. So it was 1 out. Sterling Marte coming in, and hopefully he can do some damage. So we'll see what happens with that. So anyway, so she brags about being the greatest of all time and is ready to smash Ultimo Dragon's record of 10 belts. And basically, it's John Cena! John Cena's at the Met game. Well, actually, he's not there, officially there. But he's on the screen saying, "Get up! Let's go, Mets! You can't see us!" Who knew John Cena was a Met fan? And he came from West Newbury, Massachusetts. He grew up a Red Sox fan. Or I don't know, maybe he did grow up as a Met fan, I don't know. But him doing that whole "Let's Go Mets" chant to get the crowd going, that's kind of interesting. He did it last night, too. You know, Tiffy Stratton was there and kind of, put the Mets in a little, little slump there, but then the Mets started coming back. Like, oh, Tiffy's back, They brought it back with Nia Jax, and they had a little thing there. I thought it was going to be double your pleasure, double your fun. Oh, come on, Marte. Oy, oy, oy. It's every time we bonus in scoring position, the Mets can't get shit. Ugh. And Marte's going to strike out. I have a feeling he'll strike out right about now. Yup. He struck out. A leadoff triple, and it can't score! How is that possible? It's the Mets. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, this was a great time for the Mets to do some damage. Oh, man. That sucks. Alright, now it's up to Cedric Mullins. There's the fly ball we needed. Fuck! There was the fly ball that the Mets needed to tie this game, and now it's going to the 8th inning. Ugh. That might be the game right there. I mean, we'll see what happens in the 8th and 9th if it gets there, but the Mets score 2 runs in the 8th, obviously, to take the lead. Oh, this game is wild. I'm going berserk. Alright, I gotta finish this up. Alright, so let's get back to Mercedes. Anyway, I'm going back and forth, so I apologize for that. Anyway, so Mercedes like I'm ready to smash Ultimo Dragon! His record of 10 belts at once, and then she says, "If you're a woman and you have a title, I'm coming for you." And then I think Renee brought up the fact that Alex Windsor made her tap. But I think the referee didn't see. I forgot when that was. But anyway, so she's not happy with that. She's like, "I didn't tap. There's a bug on the mat." But then she's like, "Well, maybe Alex Windsor was all upset that Mercedes was dancing all over Will Ocean Spray." Hey now. Hey, Ocean Spray getting a lap dance from Mercedes Monet. I mean, that's not bad. But then you gotta worry about Beast Mortos, thinking, coming in and like, hey, what are you doing? Anyway, so she threatens to put Windsor in a hospital next to her husband, and then she's like, and now with I'm Mercedes, it's time to dance, 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 and scene. That's it. Alright, so it looks like Alex Windsor and Mercedes Moné are going to keep going, I guess, over the TBS title, or some of the titles, I guess. She's like, I didn't tap, I'm going to celebrate my 9 titles, I'm going to dance, I don't give a fuck about Alex Windsor, I'm going to win 10 belts, I'm going to smash Ultimo Dragon's record, blah, 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 blah. And we got that. Alright, so I gave this segment 2.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get a video from the funky chicken himself, Mark Briscoe, and as always from Mark, we pay homage to you, sir, the great man that you are, Jay Briscoe. Reach for the sky, boy. Alright, Mark talks about this place being extremely, no pun intended, important to Briscoe's history, because they won titles there, obviously, when Ring of Honor was there a lot. And then he presents his newborn son, who, I guess, that's his new son? Didn't he have a son, like, about a month ago, and he just... I think that's his, like, 10th or 11th kid. I don't know what's going on down there in Sandy Fork, Delaware, but, Jay had a couple kids. Mark has, like, 9, 10 kids now. 11, I don't know how many he has, but damn, Mark. I mean, your wife has to, basically do, well, I would say, well, now, Rebby Hardy hasn't been, doing anything lately, but, close the door! But congrats to Mark, anyway. So, he presents his newborn son, and, Cody just had another girl, Leilani, so, and now Naomi's pregnant with, who knows what she might have, I hope, maybe a baby boy. Everybody's getting pregnant. I'm like, damn, what is up? Something's up. Something's in the water. Everybody and their mom is getting pregnant. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? What's going on? Rosa might be pregnant. She's not here, obviously, right now, but she went to the laundromat. She should be back in about an hour. No, she's not pregnant yet, as far as I know. And she's, old. What was this little, that window kind of closed, so, what are you gonna do? But yeah, everybody's pregnant, man. Naomi is pregnant. Cody had his second kid. Mark Briscoe shows off his newborn kid. I have one of my cousins is pregnant. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, what is in the water? I mean, I guess all the super sperm is just like flying out, some shit. Speaking of flying out, this guy in the Marlins got hit right in the foot or something, the leg. Where'd you get hit? Let's see. Ooh, wait in the ankle. Ow! That is gotta hurt. I mean, 2 of the Mets players got hit in the foot. I think Lindor got hit right, close to the head. And now this guy, the Marlins, just got hit right in the ankle. Ow! He's probably gonna come out of the game. I don't know how he's gonna run on that foot. I can't run. My foot. We got that. Alright, where did my notes go? My notes just like spontaneously combusted. And I was talking about some good stuff. Where is my notes? There we go. Alright, moving on. Okay, I went a little bit far. I went too far, actually. Alright, so Mark, he brings out his son, and then he says, I'll deal with you with Max later. But I recently heard Kyle Fletcher has been, putting his name out. So Mark says, I beat you before, and now I want the TNT title. And we'll see what happens with that. So, good promo by Mark, 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's pretty much it. Alright, then we get to a 6-man tag team match, player. We have the Don Callis family of Josh Alexander and Hikesaro. No, I'm sorry. Takeshita, or Takeshita. They team up with the Unified Champion still, because he beat Swerve. And that's Gooch Okada. And they take on Jet Speed. Actually, it's an 8-man tag. Sorry about that. I read it wrong. Alright, so Jet Speed, Speedball, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight. They team up with the AEW Tag Team Champions, Brody King, and the Ring of Honor Champion and one half of the Tag Team Champions, Bandito, with Don Callis at ringside on commentary. He butchers, once again, Hichesaro's intro in Spanish. Did it last night, too, which was like, shut up, pendejo. Anyway, this was a pretty decent match. Long match, too, like 11 minutes. Lots of near falls. Don Callis had to get up off commentary half the time. Sit down. So anyway, we get to the end. And Takeshita hits a big running flippy DVD-doo, which leads Josh Alexander to get caught with a Super Hurricane Rana. And then Speedball Mike Bailey goes for the ultimate weapon, which he's used on Josh Alexander to win the X Division title back in TNA. So Josh rolls away from that. And then inside cradle to Mike Bailey, 1, 2, 3. So the Don Callis family and Okada get the win. It was a pretty decent match, 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's that. Alright, then it's time for the AEW World Heavyweight Champion, the Hangman Adam Page, about to come out and say some, and do some cowboy shit. So he comes out, shouts out, Will Ocean Spray, reach for the sky, whoa, bam. And says everyone will miss him while he's gone, getting his neck surgery or whatever he's getting on his neck. Hopefully he comes back soon, probably be next year, who knows. So, alright, so the Hangman hopes that when Ocean Spray comes back, that Ocean Spray can challenge for the world title. We'll see. So then he moves on to MJF, who now has to wait a week before he cashing in his contract, which is going to earn him an even bigger ass-kicking than he got at Forbidden Door, that bloody as fuck match. So then Don Callis comes out, talks about their history together, maybe in New Japan when he was with Kenny in the Bucks with Bullet Club. Having won his world title from one of Don Callis' men, which was Kenny. But that man was a weakling. Then he says he has half the roster on the contract, pretty much. Pretty much. So it's only a matter of time before someone takes it from him. But the question is, which one will it be? So then the family comes out. So Adam Page is like, oh boy, what am I going to do? Well, I'm going to do some cowboy shit. Goes after them. And then some good guys come out. I think it was Jet Speed comes out. I think the Ops came out too. But then Kenny Omega makes the actual save. And then he's in the ring talking with Hangman and posing with Hangman. Maybe Kenny and the Hangman, relive their feud from about a couple years ago. When Kenny had the belt, was with the Elite, with the Bucks. And then Hangman, who was with the Dark Order, went by himself. He beat Kenny, and right in front of the Bucks, he's like, take the belt. So we got that. So we'll see what happens with that. Let me move on. Alright, decent segment, 3 out of 5 stars. Alright, then we get a video, we get a video. This is before, Death Before Dishonor, by the way. So we got Timeless Tony Storm, darling. Bosom. Alright, she's there with my fourth amazingly hot Asian wife, Mina Shirakawa, who she now calls the Love Bum. Bah! You know, just titties popping out. So she mocks Athena for losing on Sunday to her, and says Mina is going to take her title, which she did not, sadly. And she asks about Mina's hand, earning her a slap. So Mina, like, BAM! Smacked the crap out of Toni Storm, and then Tony's like, by God, you're back! Hey, can I get a slap too? Anyway, Mina wants the title so the two of them can dancey on top of the ECW arena. Hey, now all we need is, what's her name? Kimono Wanalea. And then we have a big old dancing party on top of the ECW arena, like back in 1996 or whatever it was. I still have that tape, by the way. Because the ring broke. Something happened to, I think the ring broke. So they had to fill time. So, you know, Kimono Wanalea, who was a stripper / whore, you know, just like, alright, you know, put on my best freaking bathing suit, and then do like a striptease type topless dance on top of the ECW arena. And everyone was like, yeah! Obviously, she did not show her hoo-ha. She didn't even get fully naked. You just see, you know, her grabbing her boobs and, like, doing this. Because it was too hot for ECW TV. What else is new? Alright, so we get that. So then we cut to Athena, who says, I want to throw you off the roof. Yikes. And promises to do things that will make the blue meanie quiver. And the blue meanie made his return to the ECW arena. He came out with Billy Starks and Athena because he used to be one of the minions at the time. And then still fucking fat. One of the original members of the BWO, the Blue World Order, goddamn, with Big CV Cool and who was also Nova was in it, Hollywood Nova, and I think it was another guy. I think it was Chris Chetty. I forgot what he played. I think he played like X-Pac or something like that. Hollywood Nova, goddamn. It was a rip-off of the NWO, but the BWO, which was, it was good for a while. But, I mean, nothing really came out of that, but whatever. Blah, blah, blah. So that was kind of funny. We move on with that. Alright, then we got the AEW Trios titles on the line. We have the Ops, Samoa Joe. We had Katsuyori Shibata. And Powerhouse, Will Hobbs. They take on Rick O'Shit and his good buddies, the Gates of Agony, Toa Leona, and Bishop Quan! I know that Quan! Pretty decent match. We get to the end. Ricochet's running shoe saw Prescott a near fall, only for MVP, wonder what he was doing there, sneaks in with a cane shot to Ricochet, knocks him down. And that's enough for Shibata to hit the penalty kick, and it was good. On Ricochet, then Samoa Joe comes in, because I think he was the legal man, locks in the Coquina clutch, and basically Ricochet went night-night. So the Ops retain in under 10.5 minutes, and the match was 3 out of 5 stars. And that was it. Alright, still 9-8, 1 out, bottom of the 8th. Juan Soto hit 2 home runs right now, looking for a third. Back-to-back home runs, 4th inning and 6th inning, so see what if he can do it again. The Mets need a run to tie the game. Let's see what happens. Hopefully he hits another one. That'd be nice. Like Kyle Schwarber, 4 home runs. Ooh, right down the mushy. There we get that. All right, we move on. All right, then after the match, we have the Hurt Syndicate. We hurt people. We hurt people. Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin come out and they brawl with the Gates of Agony to the back. And basically, the Ricochet's like, it's like drunk. Somebody call Samantha Irvin and get your boy. So, see what happens with that. And we move on. Alright, then we go to your main event, Falls Count Anywhere match. Darby, I go Falls Count Anywhere. I do it for you guys. He takes on the Swiss, Claudio Castagnoli, who basically jumps him in the back in the loading dock area, puts him in a shopping cart, and throws him into like a wall. Damn. Then they finally go in the ring, and they beat the living crap out of each other. And then, Claudio does his best freaking Trick Willie Obafemi throwing Javon Evans through the fucking announce table thing. I guess that's a thing now. So, he picks up Darby and throws him over the top rope onto the announcer's table, which I don't even think broke. Iron the table! And we go to break right before 10 o'clock. Which you saw that on SmackDown when they went to break at 9:53 p.m. on the USA Network. Crazy. And Soto walked. And then wow. He's like, huh? Kind of gave the pitcher Henriquez a little bit of, huh? And a Big Pete hopefully hits a big mighty stick home run. Might as well hopefully take the lead, but we'll see. But knowing Pete might be hitting a double play. Come on, Pete! You got my name, goddammit. You gotta do something good. Alright. So after that, after Darby gets destroyed on the announce table, Claudio drops him on the apron. Ow! And there are a bunch of tables and chairs in the corner. I don't know where that came from. And Darby grabs a quick guillotine choke, then a sleeper hold, circa 1905. Pete's gonna strike out. Crap. A sleeper, but Claudio flips, just like, bleh, get out of here. Claudio then misses a charge through the table in the corner as he obliterates. But he's able to catch Darby on top, hits a gut-wrench superplex onto a pile of tables. Damn. And he gets a near fall out of that. So he powerbombs Darby through a table another table in the corner. And then Darby reverses a catapult into the corner into a double stomp, followed by a code red for a near fall. Then he goes right up top, hits the coffin drop on Claudio. 1, 2, 3. This wild and crazy match ends in a little over 14.5 minutes. Good match, 3.25 out of 5 stars for the match. And then afterwards, Moxley, William Yuta, and Marina Shafir come out. They go after Darby, look like, and Gabriel Kidd also comes out to beat up Darby, but somehow Darby throws, who did he throw? He threw Gabe Kidd into Moxley, and then he somehow, some way, got out of the arena as they're chasing him. And I thought they were going to chase him out the building, and then we're going to see, they go outside the building and something happens, but they didn't do that. And then Moxley and Gabriel Kidd get pissed. And then Moxley goes, I thought he was going back to the ring to do something, and then the show ends. So we got that. So that ends a pretty extreme edition of AEW Dynamite from the ECW Arena. We had Death Before Dishonor last night, which is great. So we'll see what happens with Collision tonight. And we're still going to be at the ECW Arena this coming week, I should say, on Wednesday night on the program. So we'll see what happens with that. So some good stuff tonight. We'll see what happens in about an hour from now. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. Alright guys, I am out of here. We're going to watch the rest of this Met game. Then pretty much going to wait for Collision to go on the air. I'll do SmackDown after Collision. Then we'll talk about Death Before Dishonor to end your triple threat Saturday night, and then tomorrow morning, early tomorrow morning, we'll talk about on episode 82 of The Shadows Lair. We'll talk about Clash in Paris, and then after pretty much Sunday night, because I am going out after the pay-per-view to do some errands. After I get home from that, we'll talk about Clash in Paris. We'll talk about TNA, and then we'll talk about Collision. If I get a chance tomorrow night, we'll do Collision tomorrow night. If not, Monday afternoon, because that's Labor Day, so we'll do that. And maybe a vlog coming on episode 83 on Monday, just talk about Labor Day and what I did this weekend. But I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do for Labor Day. I might do a vlog. I might just do a random video. I don't know yet. But anyway, that's it for now. Let's go Mets. As Pete got out, he struck out. Damn. So 2 outs, nasty slider, and Pete always swings that goddamn slider. He always swings at it. What are you gonna do? Cannot lay off it. So now we gotta see if McNichols, who was on third base the last inning and didn't score, and he goes around. Now it's 1-2 on McNichols. I don't even think they're gonna get this run. The Mets should be freaking going for the win right now. We should be 9-9 right now. With Soto at second. Mets, Mets looking to win the game. Now it's 9-8. Now we need a hit. There it is. No. Ground out. Whoa! Almost threw it away for Brandon Nimmo. I thought it was McNichols. Alright. 9-8 going into the 9th. Mets got to get 2 runs to win, or at least tie the game. But it's a game that they looked like they were out of it the first inning. They came back, but the Marlins kept, every time the Mets scored a couple runs, the bullpen blows it, and they blew it in the 7th inning as the Marlins got that elusive 9th run. And the Mets had a chance in the 7th, like I said, no outs. McNichols hits a triple, and then nothing. That's it, Then And then just now, Soto goes to second with 1 out for Pete. Pete Alonso. Alonso strikes out because I can't score with anybody in runners in scoring position. What else is new? And then, Nimmo almost beat out the ground ball, which would have tied the game. But now we're going to see what happens in the bottom of the 9th. I think we got Swaggy V, Beatty, and Terrence coming up. We'll have to see what happens with that. But we'll see. So, Mets on the verge of being 5.5 back. All the Phillies, as on the starting right now. I don't know what they're doing. Hopefully they're losing. Hopefully the Mets don't lose a game tonight, so they'll be 6 back. And then we'll see what the Reds do tonight. So even if the Reds lose, the Mets still have a big lead in a wild card. It'll be, it's 5 now, so if the Reds win, it'll be 4. So with September coming up, and that big series next weekend in Cincinnati, which could pretty much tell who's going to go to the wild card, maybe. We've got St. Louis and Arizona, maybe the Giants, coming in, and we'll see what happens with that. Alright, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Oh, by the way, my rating for Dynamite, pretty standard. I'll give it a 7 out of 10. So let me know what you guys thought of the show down below. And that's that. Alright, I'm out of here, guys. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Peace!